Peace to the family. I'm here, and I want to talk to you all about the Opolence Soldiery by Brother Polight. And for the Opolence Soldiery, what I'm going to be doing is raising up my best 100 students. This is going to be a long and hard task, people. It's going to be a long and hard task. Yes, New Covenant is up and running. We're making it happen. As many of you know that I came out of retirement, and I want to make it clear for the people that's saying, oh man, don't let them back into the conscious community. I never asked permission to leave. No one took me out of it. And I'm not asking permission to come back in, whatever you want to call it. You know, you guys are acting like you actually got storefronts and stuff set up, grocery stores and farms. Like, what the hell are you telling me not to come back to? What is it that you have set up that I should... What is it that you have set up that I'm not invited back to? I'll wait. So no, this is about our world. And so I'm erecting the Opolence Soldiery. Okay, this is a subsidiary branch of what we have going on with New Covenant. Mr. Lawan Avram, he is going to be spearheading a lot of the tasks because I'm very busy. Okay, Mr. Brown will also be spearheading some tasks. Okay, and Mr. Amanzi. So we have Mr. Amanzi, Mr. Brown, and Mr. Avram. Those three brothers will be spearheading a lot of the administrative tasks, so I don't be slow motion when you're relying on me. So I had a good build, a good talk with a lot of my good brothers and sisters of the community, and I let them give me all their critiques, and I accepted each and every one of them. I accepted each and every one of them, okay? And so I'm looking forward to it. Hold on, someone says this is foggy. I thought I cleaned it off pretty good. Okay, it does actually look a lot more clear. Thank you. I wiped it already, but hey, it is what it is. But what I want to tell you is we're erecting the Opolence Soldiery. Part of my voice. Many of you know I've been on these streets teaching every day to the point my voice is very hoarse. My throat is very dry. You know, that's what causes the in my throat a lot because one, I'm allergic to cigarettes. Unfortunately, I do have an allergy. I'm allergic to cigarettes, and you don't want to see me if I get caught around cigarettes for way too long. I get all inflamed and I'm choked up. And then it's hard to just get that, it's hard to shake it. And because sometimes I have to be in areas where people are smoking, like Las Vegas, where you can smoke anywhere. Just like you could drink outside. You could walk up and down the street drinking. You could smoke anywhere. Them cigarettes be destroying me, man. That's like my kryptonite. So, sometimes I'm sitting down and I don't realize someone's smoking cigarettes and it gets me. But that's another conversation. Separate from that, not only was I recovering from being around cigarettes, smoke, I also been talking or teaching on the streets with no mic to the point I lose my voice, and then my wife is telling me, hey, take a break for the day. I'm out there 2-3 times a day making it happen. One of the videos is going to get re-uploaded. We did it. I made sure I had a mic that day, and they just going to synchronize the data we got from the audio with the video. And so you can get a high-def version on my I Am Brother Polight YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to the I Am Brother Polight YouTube channel when you get a chance. Okay? Listening from Ethiopia. Really appreciate that. Hezekiah Kowe Hotep Muhammad. Peace to the family, man. Thank you for listening live all the way from Ethiopia. But yes, the Opolence Soldiery. Like I said, it's in some of us to be poor. It's in some of us to have coping mechanisms and blame other races for why things are not going good. And then it's in others of us to say, you know what, we're not accepting that. Others of us say, you know what, I'll be damned if I live a lesser lifestyle. But even with that vigor and even with that motivation, you still need assistance. And what we have to understand is that this system is set up and is designed to make sure that you cannot move forward because you will be lacking the tools and the resources educationally and physically to get there. So the liaison is the person who knows, who has the success, who's willing to share it with you. And that has become the conundrum. That has become our greatest conundrum in the community, because those who know don't tell. And those who tell most times don't know. And so when people say, hey, you know, don't let them back into the community, I always ask, community is common union, right? Or communion, or common unity. So I always ask, where's the common unity in what you call the conscious community? Show me the people who get along, that should be getting along, so that their prospective organizations can amass wealth and strength amongst the masses. No, they're ego tripping. When things get boring, they take the time out to shut down other brothers and sisters from other religious perspectives, denominations, and the likes. One thing for us to debate, I'm with all of that. Because debating is an art form that helps you pick your leader, and it also refines the people that are part of those diatribes' speech or their deliberations. So I'm down with all of that. But then it's a time and place for it. And if we can consecrate some time to go into those diatribes, then that's great. So long as we don't leave them hating each other or feeling so embarrassed that we don't ever want to be friends again as grown men, particularly grown men, since we're the ones indulging the most in this type of activity. So I don't want to be invited back into whatever you call it, the conscious community per se, because I'm not missing nothing. I don't see no schools erected. I don't see no farms set up. I don't see no apartment buildings. So miss me with all of that for the people that's like, yo, he's looking to make a comeback. We got to stop him from coming in. We kicked him out. Ain't nobody kick me out of what? There was nothing to kick me out of. You don't even have a building to represent the conscious community. Kick me out of what? Should be ashamed of yourself for having nothing after teaching that stuff all those years. And so in my frustration, I fell back and said, I don't want to be part of none of that. But, you know, you grow, you mature, and you gain perspective. You travel, you speak with people, you deal with people, you see your people in different types of situations. You see them in good ones, and most times you see them in the worst if you're black, provided your travels world over and throughout the country. And, you know, it's hard to leave it alone. So I know my calling. I know it feels good when I'm on them streets, man. I can't deny it. It feels great. And so I'm back here. So I'm setting up the Opolence Soldiery. Yeah, we're building a prosperity army. And what I'm going to do is take my top 100 students through the political polarization of global uncertainty in retrospect to its influence on the algorithms of economies that put us at an advantage and or a disadvantage. That's one. Two, I'm also going to train you intensely in the wealth score with the assistance of my brothers as well. In the wealth score, okay? And the wealth score contrasts immensely to the credit score. But the wealth score quotient is exactly what you need when you take into consideration what CDAs are, or consumer data aggregators. Once you find out what these CDAs are and how, no matter how good you prepare yourself to have a credit score of 750, 800, you still want to be limited. How come some people can get the six figures extended to them and other people can't get past the $50,000 hump? How come some loans just will not be extended to people with even the best credit? And how come the interest rates are so very high still, even for people with the best credit? And if that's the case for people with the best credit, what about the people with the worst credit? What is causing the score? What is the score system? When do you lose 5 points or 10 points or 15 points or 20 points? Do you know that there's also a health score? What is a health score? Based on the environment you live in and how polluted the air is, you know that could affect your credit score? I know you think that's wild, but that's part of the consumer data aggregators. Okay, this is a pool or a reference that is either owned or extrapolated from credit bureaus in order for them to discern if you're a liability or not. How many credit bureaus are there? There's 5, but you only know about TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and their corresponding Beacon, Empirical, and FICO, or Fair Isaac Corporation. And I mean, some of y'all don't know that part either. Granted, and that's not to be facetious or to speak condescending. The reality is you went to school from pre-K to 12th grade And during that course of 14 years, no one taught you anything about credit. No one taught you anything about real estate. So we got to be for real here. You got to be for real here. So you're not even prepared to be part of the matrix that's out here. You're saying remove yourself from the matrix. You got to understand it in the first place to learn how to get unplugged. Always happy to see my baby girls listening. You got to move yourself from the matrix to be unplugged. So yes, the wealth score is extremely important. Get on top of the wealth score quotient. Do you know with the health score, there's a health score. Like I told you, living in a polluted environment can implicate you in your health score. Okay, this is what I have to train my mentees in. If you're interested in the mentorship, and like I said, and the reason why I want to take the top 100, let me tell you this. For the Opolence Soldiery, the reason why I want to take the top 100 students, which is going to be a lot of work, but I found a way not to be overly consumed. The reason why we're going to have the Opulence Army is because if I'm in a position to get 100 people in a position of prosperity to the point they have an additional 6-figure income or 6 figures accessible to them through my teachings. If I could get into terms of agreement with them to allocate some of those monies towards a plan that corresponds with all of us, that caters specifically to our interests and needs as a community, then I have no problem taking the time and the energy out to share the so-called secrets. And all the secret is that which must be secreted. More than one person has to know it. Okay? So it's really not a secret per se. It's been secreted, but it hasn't been secreted to you. So we're not going to say secret, we're going to say secreted. And I'm going to secrete it to my brothers and sisters. Because let's think about it. The number one reason we're not going nowhere in the community is because everyone is either crying broke or it's too much pressure on one person to do the whole job. So a lot of times someone will see me in my $400,000 car and they'll say, hey, that could have been a school. And I say, hey, I'm one person. One person to one school. One person don't run a whole institution. So that doesn't work. So we got to take the time out to understand we can get 1% from 100 people or 100% from one person. We need to get 1% from 100 people and then repeat the process. And in the event one should fall, we got 99% or 199% or 1,099% or 9,999%. Peace to the family from Texas. Sir Larry Harrison. I love y'all out there, man. Y'all really revived me, man. Y'all got me back on my grind. A lot of young brothers and sisters out there, man. The love is tremendous out there. So yes, when I tell you that the toxicity of your environment, particularly the air, has an impact on your wealth score, which is leveraged into your credit score, it may sound crazy, but I prove these things. This is not speculation. This is a mastery that has been achieved in order to take credit to another level that they don't tell us about. It's a fact. So wealth score quotient. And like I said, they use CDAs. I'm saying these terminologies so you could look it up. Consumer data aggregators, or be familiarized with the terminology so when we build, we can move forward. All right? So we're doing this Opolence Soldiery, or this army for prosperity, because if we have a successful collective, then the successful collective can pool their funds and or their resources to create opportunities for those who have yet to cross that particular wealth threshold. That's what this is about. So we can't expect all black people to just come to terms and do the right thing or get together and pool their funds. So no, what we'll do is educate the people who want it most. Yes, my mentorship costs. Yes, my consultations cost. You need a starting point. I school you through the consultations. That's $200 an hour, $300 an hour in person. Mentorship program is more elaborate and more expansive, but I've incorporated some new things that's just ridiculous, and I have more help throughout the course of the mentorship now. So you don't have to be stagnant if I'm traveling around teaching the people. You don't got to worry about that right now. I still be the teacher. I'm still the teacher. I'm still doing the coaching. However, I got more assistance because it's needed, because the influx of people that want it, and I got to keep stopping the program, or I got to slow down on the person that I'm working with And, you know, we make adjustments, because even if the people that I'm working with, sometimes I work with truck drivers, and then we got to make adjustment because of their schedule. Never a problem. But now things are even more efficient than they've ever been before. We've been sitting down working on it just to see how to get it in. If you're interested, you go to brother, POLIGHT45 @gmail.com. Brother, spell it the right way, brother, POLIGHT45 @gmail.com. And always leave your full name and your phone number. Never email without leaving your phone number. Always leave your full name and your phone number. But we have to have an opulent soldiery. We have to have an opulent soldiery. And now, if I say I'm going to create an army of people who have 6 figures or more in resources and or in liquid, each one of them has to be obligated to consecrating some of their wealth towards the mission. It's pretty fair. You invest in the program, you amass wealth, you put some of that wealth back in the program, and you feed the concept that made you wealthy. It's all facts. This is how we got to do this. We got to take this to the next level. Be sure to share this video as well, family. Be sure to share this video. But I'm not playing games, and many will doubt and will laugh, because guess what? I cracked the code to the matrix. And no matter how much people attempt to cast doubt or shade on me, if you think all these celebrities is just hanging out with me because I don't know, because I'm cool, you're crazy. They hang out with me because I know something and they value knowledge at that level. Because I am an asset. But I don't have to just be an asset to celebrities. Just like some of my brothers and sisters say, pardon me, some of my brothers and sisters say, you know what? And part of my hoarse voice, I told you I've been talking a lot in Texas. I know I sound a little weird. My brothers and sisters say, oh, Polight don't talk to you no more unless you have X amount of money. Polight don't talk to you no more unless you have certain amount of wealth. Now, I changed my mentality because it was too much handouts, too much asking for this, asking for that, and getting mad if you don't get it. Not understanding, first of all, I got family members that put their hand out, and I show love. Then I got members of our community that put their hand out, and I show love. So after a while, the best thing I can give anybody is the actual knowledge. That's the best thing that I can give. So let's go back. There's a health score. Health score. Okay? So with the health score, we discuss how even a toxic environment or atmosphere can implicate you in terms of your credit score, because it's leveraged into your credit score. And this data comes from what they call CDAs, or consumer data aggregators. All right? That you don't know about. That's why I said no matter how good your score is, no matter how bad, sometimes you're just like, this thing won't move and I'm doing everything right, because you're not taking consideration of other things. So let's say you're a serial return artist. What's a return artist? That's someone who purchases clothes with the intention to bring them right back to the store. What you don't know is that data is being put into a pool by way of consumer data aggregators. There's a whole nother group of data and analytics that compiles information about people that do those things, so they can establish a predictability about human behavior, which would suggest to them who should or who should not get credit extended to them, or large amounts extended to them. Okay? That is from the CDAs. I'm going to say the name over and over so you get it. Consumer data aggregators. Okay? So the credit bureaus invest in consumer data aggregators, or they have a point of reference for it to put you down. Okay? And not extend to you the loans of credit because they see your behavior. Let's go back to the health. Your prescription drugs can affect your credit score. And I know you're like, what? Because what they'll do is the analytics or the statistics on the probability of people who use certain types of drugs, their behavior, and how it affects their spending. This is from the consumer data aggregators again. The type of web searching you do, particularly on social media, if all you do is watch things like World Star, and you look up different Jordans, and you look up different sneakers, different pants, different shirts, your browsing on social media actually has an impact on your credit. Pardon my voice. I'm telling you, I'm about to lose my voice from talking on the streets for the people that keep coming in. So your behavior online can affect your credit. It implicates you because they can see that you are not vibrating on a mindset of an investor. they can tell that the type of things you look into, like right now, you just logged into a Facebook Live that's called Opolence Soldiery. So they'll put that in context and say, well, these people are obviously looking to amass wealth. That makes you look good. You see? That makes you look good. Look at somebody goes out their way to say, I'm on the pipe. It's a shame. But they won't do their own Facebook Live and uplift you. But say no more. So what happens is, and anybody that's been keeping up with my live knows I've been in the street talking until I lose my voice. Anybody knows that. But we'll move forward. So what happens is with these consumer data aggregators, they look up your activity on Facebook. They look up your activity on Instagram. They look up your activity on YouTube. And if they see you just look at pointless affairs like drama, gossip, backbiting, and potentially things that you can buy that you will not intend to sell back, but things you intend to buy just in a vain attempt to indulge or participate in consumerism, then what'll happen is they'll say, man, this person has no intention on making money. This person, in fact, is a liability because everything they do look at costs them money with no return. So why should we extend a loan to them? So that data is put into a pool via consumer data aggregators, and credit bureaus pull from that pool, and they're able to discern from who they believe to be a liability versus someone that they say, man, this person is more likely to pay me back. So even what you do on social media is being monitored. This is why you got cookies. And this data is being sold over to the bureaus so they can interpolate the predictability of you as a consumer so they can know if this works. Someone says, where's the proof? But of course, you're missing all this information. So first of all, I told you it's called consumer data aggregators. Second of all, I told you it's called cookies. So when you sign up for Facebook, you should actually read the information. They give you disclosure, actually. And you can look up what the word cookies means. So you see, you're busy asking for where's the proof, but I just said the word cookies. You might have been thinking I'm talking about chocolate chip, but I'm not. Okay? You got to pay attention now. You got to pay attention. Now, of course, the people in my mentorship program are going to get the bulk of the data because that's how we're going to show you how to do the repairing. And let me tell you this. You're not only in the mentorship getting the job done, you're also learning in the process so that you may do it for someone else. Understand that. So again, mentorship course. You could go to brother, POLIGHT45 brother, POLIGHT45 Spell brother the right way. Polight as in pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust. Like the light bulb, Polight. Don't spell it the other way. Brother, POLIGHT45 Remember, mentorship costs, but it also pays. So yes, it does cost. At the bare minimum, you could get the consultations. That's $200 an hour or $300 an hour. We could deal with that in terms of holistic health, or it could also be in terms of economics. And we could roll out a game plan to get you to the point of being able to get the mentorship. But in either event, we're erecting the Opolence Soldiery. And the reason why the Opolence Soldiery has to be erected is because it's the only way we're really going to get out the situation. And I'm not talking again about saving the whole community, because you're never going to save the whole community. There's always a few people entrusted with the knowledge, elected by the people, or even self-appointed when they have to create opportunities for the masses so that the masses can leverage their success into their very own. This is how it normally works, man. This is how it works. Okay? So no, we're not going to talk about the earth is flat right now. This is what we're talking about. Prosperity. We're talking about the Opolence Soldiery. We're talking about us getting back to work here and talking about that real talk. Now, you can continue to listen to whomever you've been listening to, but you just got to ask, is the community in the same state it was in 5 years ago when you was listening 5 years ago? And will it be in the same state provided you listen to the same information 5 years later? I'm not here to talk to you about Illuminati. I'm not here to talk to you about the New World Order. I'm not here to talk to you about the weak and the wicked white man and how he has destroyed us so many times over as a black people. I'm not here to be pointing no fingers at anybody right now. That's somebody else's job. That's not my job at this particular moment. What my job is at this particular moment is to get the focus on stratagems that can be employed to successfully facilitate a means to which end we could establish our own global economy. But what we will do is have it done one individual at a time. We're going to work on individuals, and then we're going to get the individual success of each person to become part of a collective. And they will be commissioned to take some of their wealth that they have amassed to put it into a pool, because they then can afford it. Because if we create an opportunity for you to wind up with way more money than you had prior, there should be no excuse why you can't donate 20, 30 grand. Facts. It's $200 over the phone, $300 in person. In some instances, 4 or 5. It depends on the significance, or it depends on the circumstance or the scenario. Okay? So like I said, you're interested, you always leave your name and your phone, but never send the email without your phone number. You go to brother, POLIGHT 45@gmail.com. Facts. Don't worry about it, Maban, Lovelace. That's just the way people are. They have nothing else going on. These are facts. They could do a video and share what they have to offer, but no, their job is to distract us. So just like I told myself to ignore, you have to tell yourself to ignore them. And as I see it, when it suffices, I'll block them. I don't have none of the admin in here, so I don't want to take time off a lot of times to stop and say, let me look for this person and block and throw off the momentum, because we talking about something very important here. So the wealth score quotient is one of the keys, because like I said, no matter how good you think you're doing in terms of credit, there's always some other hidden factor they don't let you know about. They're able to even access for free your bank history up to your very last transaction 2 minutes ago, down to every single transaction back 10 years plus. These are facts, and we'll teach you that they're able to do this. We'll show you where they go to do all this stuff. And what they'll do is decide, well, you know what, this person doesn't keep enough money in their account anyway, so we got to stop this. So what we do, one of the things we do is make sure they stop accessing that type of data to discriminate against you. And then you'll see, man, your approval rating going up for how much figures you can get. Because what you may not know is once we start sending in those affidavits and those compendiums to each of the credit bureaus, they do got to respond inside of 45 days. Because anytime they do not respond, it's an automatic $25,000. We got an attorney on deck. When you join the program, you'll be able to communicate with the attorney. The attorney is on deck. The attorney is the one that does all the filing. We got the business model. And it's a fact, if the credit bureau does not respond, when you make citations about the illegitimacy of what they're using to discriminate against you, and we got case law to substantiate this. We got case law that proves people have been awarded millions of dollars because of these hidden consumer data aggregators being used by credit bureaus, so they can determine if you're a liability or not. And if the credit bureau does not respond, each of them, that is $25K easy. Easy. These are facts. $25K for you each bureau. $25,000, $50,000, $75,000. I told you it's 5 credit bureaus. Y'all still on 3. It's 5. Y'all still on 3. This wasn't supposed to be the credit course, so I'm not going into it per se, but I could do that on another occasion. I could do that tomorrow or later tonight. We gotta have a credit class because there's so much information. You know me, I don't mind giving all of this stuff away for free and you figure it out, you do what you do, because there's that much more information available. We got to get people as caught up as possible. In fact, that's why I teach so much online for free. So by the time you get to me, you have some level of understanding about what you're getting into, or some level of understanding about the information in general, so we can move this thing forward, so we don't have to wait. Or I can always say, you know what, go to this Facebook, date it this time, or go to my YouTube page and go to this channel, and go to the name of this particular class, date it this time, or get this particular course so you can figure out what to do. Share this video, family. It's good to see near 1,000 are here live. Look at this Negro. Show us 20K in paperwork. What are you doing it? Negroes who give you no money, don't follow, don't support. Yo, show us. No, I'm not showing you shit. Pardon my language, people. Who do you think you are? If I sit here and I give you facts, I give you references, I give you places, I give you dates, I give you times to go look the information up so you can come to the conclusion if you're ready to go to the next level, what the hell are you asking me for? Look it up yourself. Look it up. Because when we deal with our people, you get the case laws. But you know why? Because we have to pay for the attorney. And to take the time out to show you the process and execute and make sure it's done right, is being done on your behalf so that you could do it yourself, so that you learn step by step. But Negroes is always complaining, wow, everything is free. We at 1K. Thank y'all. Negroes always complaining why everything's free. That's crazy. It's super crazy. It's crazy. You're going to sit here and complain about what? The information's free right now. The information is absolutely free and you're over here complaining. Get the free information. Question what we're talking about or where to go for this reference or that. But if I'm giving you the reference, pay attention. It's just like the other guy. After I said it's called cookies. And when you first sign up for Facebook, you agree to a bunch of different terms. One of those terms is that they will have, within the confines of your computer, these covert virtual operatives called cookies, amongst many others, that will collect data about your activity online. And it gets distributed to these venues that use it to their better advantage for their business. Okay? That's what they do it for. And in the middle of me teaching that, I have to stop because someone's asking for the proof or the reference in the middle of me teaching that. This is why people get left back in school. This is why, there's crime all over the place, because people don't pay attention to what's being said. And that's why I said over and over, I'm going to express the same terminologies over and over. You know why? Because I want you to be able to walk and tell somebody it's called consumer data aggregators. I want you to be able to tell somebody it's called the wealth score quotient. I'm giving you phraseology. We got to start from somewhere. You want everything all one shot. So what about this? How about listen to what I'm saying? Take some notes. Get the phraseology right. Because while you're reading and while you're studying, when you come across these words, you don't want to go blank. You want to have a point of reference. You want to say, okay, I remember Brother Polight said that's consumer data aggregator. I remember Brother Polight said wealth score quotient. I remember Brother Polight said, okay, there's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, but there's also the Fair Isaac Corporation, FICO. There's also Empirical, and there's also Beacon. And these ones correspond with the actual 3 credit unions that you're aware of. I remember he also said that there's 5 different credit unions, and I'll give you those. Oh, pardon me, credit bureaus. I said credit unions, credit bureaus, and I'll give you those. You'll get it in the mentorship program. It's no secret. We'll be secreting. But like I said, I didn't intend for this to be the credit course. This was just to let you know that we're erecting the Opolence Soldiery. And the reason why we make sure we select certain words, because some words don't have a connotation that creates reservations in people's minds. So we pick opulence because it's not often used when we talk about prosperity. When you speak about prosperity, people figure they got that word in their headline. They kind of presume what it means it represents, and then they have emotions affixed to it or attached to it from previous experiences. So it's very important when we use words that we challenge ourselves to use words that haven't been abused yet. Just like people say sovereignty, and in New Covenant we say head of the crown. Means relatively the same thing, but at least when we teach you what head of the crown is, with head of the crown, I can tell you, well, based on common law, when you establish a perfected claim on your property, thereby diffusing the presumption of the item sonance, the first in time, first in line rule stipulates that this property in relationship to you is now, in contemporary terminology, fee simple, but in a more archaic or common law sense, is considered a crown. Okay? And if the property is considered a crown, then who wears the crown? The owner. And the one that wears the crown is the king or the queen, and the king or the queen is actually sovereign, obviously. And they have what you call a staple. So then we talk about the deficiency of the statute, staple, statute, merchant. This is stuff that I put in my books years ago already. Deficiency of the statute, staple, statute, merchant. But you have to learn the words. You have to learn the phraseology, because you can be in so much shock from not knowing what these words mean and represent that it becomes a burden and a distraction to further your study. So this is why I will say some things over and over, because I know it's not common conversation in our community to discuss these matters. Credit is not common conversation. I mean, we say scores 620, 630, 740, hopefully 800. You know, well, what does all of that mean? What does it all mean? Oh, we'll fix it in 3 months. Fix what in 3 months? Because if you're not being taught about the wealth score quotient, you're not being taught about consumer credit versus the credit score, then, you know, we got an issue here. We got an issue. You feel me? So the name of the game is to make sure that we get the nomenclature of that specific genre solidified. And by nomenclature, we're talking about a set of words that are specifically used when speaking about a certain program in particular or certain genre of information in particular. We have to get the nomenclature right. So when those words come at us back to back to back to back, like if I talk about UCC, there's a certain nomenclature. I should know what an obligor or an obligee is, grantor and a grantee is. I should know what a financing statement is. I should know what UCC 1 means and represents, okay, which is the rules of engagement amongst creditor and debtor. I should know what a UCC 3 entails, which is for amendments, okay? And then I should know what a UCC 9 entails when we're talking about debt in particular. I should also know what a security agreement is, which is the preface or prerequisite step to generating a financing statement. You should have a security agreement. That is the nomenclature as an example of real estate, not even UCC. Because you shouldn't learn about real estate without first learning about the Uniform Commercial Code, without first learning about security agreements, without first understanding what a grantor, or grantee, obligor, obligees, or settler and trustee is. You shouldn't even do anything without knowing what UCC 1, 3, and 9 mean and represent. Okay? That's a responsibility. That's a heavy responsibility. If you want to get into real estate, you should have been told about those words and what they mean and represent as far as facilitation and execution is concerned. Okay? That's called nomenclature. You got to know the nomenclature. You have to know the nomenclature of the genre of study that you are engaging. Because if you don't, the new words will drug you up and you'll get discouraged because you'll say everything that I keep coming across I don't understand. So when it comes time to teaching, if you're not learning new words, you're not learning new methods. It's a fact. If you're not learning new words, you're not learning new methods. Because the words is the key to the methodology that will be employed. Now, I'm not giving you these words because it makes me sound smart. I'm giving you these words because they're necessary for us to be able to embark upon this mission together. It's necessary for us to be able to hold each other's hand. That's why I give you these words. I'm not giving you these words for no other reason. I know a whole bunch of words, but what would it mean if we don't contextualize it and put it in a space in our deliberations for us to be able to say, you know what, I'm empowered or I'm not. I'm not saying these words for you to be lost. They're part of a nomenclature that will take us to our end goal. Again, you go to brother POLIGHT45 at gmail.com. Brother POLIGHT45 at gmail.com. If you're interested in the mentorship program. Okay? I'm very serious about what I do and how I do it. I'm very meticulous in my approach towards study. So I would suggest you be the same way. It's time for us to take things to a whole nother level, man. I'm still charging to get real info. Of course I'm charging to get real info because the shit costs money. You're going to be mailing out the docs. You're going to be filing the lawsuits. You're going to make sure that the $25K is commissioned to be returned or given to the person that's filing the suit to make sure that these credit bureaus do the right thing. Are you hiring the attorney? See, that's the broke bum Negro stuff I'm talking about. I'm on a free stream right now giving you the juice. If you need more, find some other free stuff. Do your best to compile this information and spend your years to make it all make sense to do your job. If you want an abbreviated version, you may have to pay someone to save you the years of time and commitment and mistakes that those people had to go through to come to this particular point. You didn't buy my books. You didn't lose your money in the interim of figuring this stuff out. So how dare you tell me I got something wrong with me because I'm over here charging? I am not ashamed to charge for anything that I provide, because if it takes me away from my family for 1 minute or even 1 second, I got the right to be compensated for it. These are all facts. Because what I could do is just post some data on the website, say I'm not going to go horse for these people, pay or don't pay, and mind my business. I take the time out to elaborate, to expand. I'm answering questions in the chat. Come on, stop with this bum stuff. This is why we don't go nowhere. And if I ask this bum, what do you have to offer? It'd be nothing but begging for something to be given to him for free. That's the most you could bring to this table. That's the most you could bring to this conversation. Is complaints about how come I got to charge. You actually got the time to be here in America asking anybody that's black, why are they charging for anything? Are you kidding me? Out of all people that you don't want to charge, you want to charge the people that had the most taken from them. You want to commission the people who had the most taken from them to not charge for anything when they do have the right and the opportunity to barter knowledge for compensation. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop with that wickedness, man. It's just wicked to think like that. Don't get mad at me. Like I had a person before. Yo, I can't believe. I want to talk to you if I just bill with you for 2 hours on such and such matter. Brother, find me on live streams. Find me on YouTube, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, ask your questions there. When I open it up and I say any questions, do it there. That's best. Because if I gave 24 people 1 hour each, that'd be 24 hours. I wouldn't have time to wash my behind. I wouldn't have time to eat, raise my children, or be a husband to my wives. I wouldn't have no peace of mind for me to read or study so you could say, man, that brother knows a lot of information, he's knowledgeable. I wouldn't even be knowledgeable in the first place. I wouldn't have the time to read. I wouldn't even have the money to buy the books if I just dedicated all my time to do stuff free. So when I'm online, this is my opportunity to talk to everybody for free. Okay? This is my opportunity to do that. And then, guess what? When I'm on the streets, should you be there, that's my opportunity to build with the people for free, uplift and motivate. Now, don't mistake me. I do answer some calls, or I do respond and say, hey, what's up, this brother Polight. People are like, yo, you actually called? I do my best, but I can, you know how much, look, we got 1,000 people right now live. And I'm going to guarantee you this, if you keep coming back to this page and you check up on this video, it's going to do over 100,000 inside of a week, week and a half. Minimum. Sometimes it does it in 2-3 days, depending on the nature of the conversation and how the subject matter might be trending, or the way I may have elaborated or expounded on the subject matter. It all depends. But what I am going to tell you is this. This is going to hit over 100,000 people. So in 100,000 people watching this particular video, as we got over 1,000 people live right now, don't you think what's going to happen is I'm going to get that much more inboxes, messages, requests, and that's just Facebook. Then it's my Instagram, okay? Then it's YouTube. Then it's the email. Then it's the phone. My phone is constantly ringing. I have to use this phone to go live because there's only like 6-7 phone numbers attached to this phone. So it don't constantly be interrupted. So my stream is not constantly interrupted. Okay, constantly interrupted because various different phone calls. You're very professional calling someone a bomb. I said a bum, not a bomb. And you think I would consume any residuals from you? I don't think you would consume any residuals from you. I'm not begging you to, this is what y'all gotta understand. You could want me to be there for you emotionally, or you could just look to make your monies. So you could be there emotionally for your family. Listen, it was a bum thing to say. I'm not crying if I don't know you, so it wouldn't matter if I lost you. You can unsubscribe and you can get out of here. You're crying about a man charging for services he's rendering. Why don't you dedicate yourself to study and you spend the rest of your life giving it away for free at a moment's notice whenever people want it? That's what you could do. That's what you could do. And then we'll see how that really works. You take the time out and you commit yourself to study for years and you give it away for free. That's what I'm asking you to do. Okay? So, you know, we at 1.1K. You don't think with this 1.1 thousand people that's watching that I'm getting tons of emails and everything, left and right. And then I actually take the time out to do my best to call each and every person. Like when I get off of this right now, I got to do something pertaining to real estate. I might even go live after this and show you. I may do that on Instagram though and spread it out, or even YouTube. I might spread it out and do it on YouTube, go live on YouTube, use the different platforms. But at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, you feel me? I'm going to be doing my best to call people directly. Come on, man. When you crying about, I mean, with all the information being shared, we got to take time out to explain why we charge for services. Like, you really just want somebody to, you know, and then if I don't have nothing, you'll be saying, man, where's the validity in what he teaches? Because he lives like a bum. Y'all would want to know, how does he live? Where does he drive? What does he drive? Who does he hang out with? So those answers is all solved. Those questions have all been answered. Man, he drives dope cars. We've been saying he's been written for over 2 years. A lot of you tapped out, and now you just complain why I spent so much money on him. Because you see me with him all the time. So you tapped out. Like you said, oh man, he's just living in hotels. You tapped out and you realize, oh man, I'm seeing the same crib throughout the year. And then I even started going on live when I get the walkthrough for the house that I do want. And then I wind up getting it, and then I'm streaming from inside of it. And I'll be doing it live. And that's why I said I may do that right now for the next property that we're looking to get. I may go on YouTube next, get my walkthrough, because anything that I conceive of getting, we're going to get it. It's a fact. And I only do that for motivational purposes, so you can see yourself going through those walkthroughs and saying, that's going to be me. Because the second you say it, it will be you. So long as you don't get distracted and allow people to infer doubt. It will be you. That's how I operate. So I just give you the imagery because I'm you. I come from the same place idealistically. We have relatively the same problems or similar issues. So when I provide imagery, I'm vicariously, or you're vicariously working through me. Or I'm vicariously working through you, depending on how you want to flip it. Okay? I'm doing this for you, you're doing this for me. That's how it works. So some people read it because they're so filled with hate and rage for their own living situation that they look at things and they think people are showing off. But what they don't really realize is that I'm doing this to provide the necessary imagery, because you can say, man, this brother comes from a rough neighborhood. He didn't have both his parents. He was locked up. You know, he has been subject to many of the statistics that plague our family. So being that I'm subject to many of the statistics that plague the black family or the black community, for me to show you I have arrived, and for me not necessarily to have to be a basketball player, which is nothing wrong with that, or a rapper, which is nothing wrong with that, or a dancer or some other form of artist, for me to say, man, you know, I got this through real estate and teaching and writing books and doing lectures and having knowledge yourself. What that does is empower you to realize, you know what, you don't have to be the one in millions that make it to be a ball player, or the one in millions that actually become a successful rapper who most likely won't be successful unless they compromise their message and degrade their people and encourage people to contribute to a fratricidal war amongst their own. No, I can at least be the personage of what it looks like if you do it the other way, and there's a higher probability you could do it the way I do it as opposed to do it the way they do it. That's what this is about. I'm not here to show off and gloat. Oh, I'm doing better than you and I'm doing better than you. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what it's about. Facts. All right. All right. Thanks, family. Curtis. Appreciate that. That's a fact. That's a fact. Eduardo, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me see what time it is. It's 2:18. I got a few more minutes. I'm gonna take a little walk. I'm gonna leave this thing here. Hold on. I got a battery back of this phone today. Come on, tell me you charging up. Looks good. Okay. All right. I'm coming right now, family. I just gotta make sure. Just keeping that phone charging so it don't cut off in the middle of me talking. But yeah, man, I got mad love for y'all, man. I got love. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of the negativity is on a decline. It's on a steady decline. It has been on a steady decline ever since I separated myself from certain people and certain purported communities. It hasn't been as crazy. But I told people, once I come back out and I commence teaching, they will find me, because that's what they do. You know why? Because when you're at loss for valid truths, when you know that your information isn't substantial, you have to start looking for fault in other people and create media propaganda about those people because you're out of information. That's how that works. When you're out of information, when you're at loss for information, what happens is you got to start now coming up with something fanatical. If y'all really take a look at the people who prey on other people's success to create slanderous videos and gossip type videos, if you look at the men that do these things, notice that when they first start, it's like they don't really want to show you much of their background and they just talking about other people. And then what winds up happening as they continue trolling and coming up with this story about that person and that story about that person and that story about that person, they begin to upgrade. They get a little mic, then they start getting a little background sheet, and they keep upgrading because they're making a living off of attempting to destroy other people's lives. And so they start monetizing these videos and they make money degrading their own people. They make money attempting to tear down other people. But then what happens is after a while it becomes redundant. So if you weather the storm, they get the new mics, they get their new backgrounds, they get some new software, they start showing you a little bit more of the background. But then, I mean, this is a fact. Anybody that's watching any of these people, you'll notice, oh man, they all got the same pattern. They have little to nothing. They monetize these videos. They sensationalize on the titles. They do stories about people over and over and over. It's always negative, 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 negative. And then their channels get taken down. They do it again. Their channels get taken down. They do it again. Their channels get taken down. They do it again. They monetize and monetize. And then eventually their following gets tired of them. So when their channel gets taken down and they do it again, they don't have much of the following because people say, man, I already know what he on. He don't got no new content. And then they start working on new content and they realize, you know what? Nobody really liked them from day one. They was only interested in what you was talking about another person. And even that gets boring after a while. So you don't even have a productive group of people. So then they revert back to the slandering and sensationalism periodically, but not as consistently as they used to. And at the end of the day, this is all because what? People need money. The only reason that they set up those channels is because they need money. You got people creating these rumor and gossip channels just because they have no money. That's a fact. And if it was just about making sure we tear somebody down because of the merit or whatever it is that they're doing, then what will wind up happening is they wouldn't monetize it because they wouldn't want businesses not of their race to profit off of the destruction of another brother or sister in the community. But in fact, they get paid by white people to destroy black people. They get paid by white people to terrorize, degrade, destroy, and create speculation about other black people. But they also contend that they're about their people all at the same time. But what revolutionary, you know, when a so-called revolutionary gets paid to tear down another black person, you know, we normally call those people agents. When you see a video being monetized because someone is tearing down another brother or sister, I mean, that is the epitome of an operative or an op or covert operative. That is the epitome of an agent, to get paid to destroy other black people on a massive scale, to create distrust, disharmony, discord, and speculation, and get paid for it in your community. That's called being an agent. So when you watch people in the community now, I'm telling you, all of the beef and the drama back and forth is about getting that dang YouTube AdSense. It's about making sure I can get a little $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 a month. Oh man, this situation here should have people in the uproar. I should be able to get 60,000 views with this one, and I should be able to ride the wave on this subject matter for another 5-10 days. So what you'll see, anytime someone creates drama in the community, several other people piggyback off of it, because now everybody can keep talking about this drama, because everybody's going to get paid off of that drama. Everyone gets paid off of that drama all over the community. So this person does a video, that person does it. Hey, well, here's my opinion on this, and here's my opinion. And I'm not saying people don't generally have an opinion. But at the end of the day, because people can make money off of these things, once one negative thing happens in the community, it tends to never die until it just gets exhausted out. And that might take 2, 3, 4 months before the next one comes up. It's a fact. You gotta watch it. And that's why when people be like, yo, what's your opinion about what this brother said about this, that? I'm like, man, I'm not with none of that. I don't care about none of that. I'm not doing a video on that and then putting up advertisements on my opinion about, nah, that's his business with those people. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I'm not interested in that, because then I'm going to be perpetuating that chaos. I ain't about to be a part of none of that. That's corny, man, and that's what it does, because everybody gets to monetize and make a few bucks, because they know, man, when I do my opinion, since it's a hot subject, I'm going to get me a little 500. Some of the people with more clout online, they going to get a little 1,000. And others who's at the top of all the chaos, they gonna get their 2,000. Come on, that's YouTube AdSense. This community went to hell from the time YouTube started making payouts. The community went to hell from the time YouTube started making payouts on doing these videos. From the time you could put commercials up after you call people mother effers and B words and the N word, from the time they started paying you in a process of you doing that, the community is going to hell. Do you think we would have this much slanderous, chaotic YouTube videos with us disrespecting each other if people wasn't getting paid to do videos? The whole reason people learned how to do these videos in the first place is because they saw the incentive to get paid. And on top of it, on a sociological scale, right? Then you got to understand people are lonely. And they really think that people are watching these videos because people care about them or like them. But they're getting views because of the wild subject matter. Because some of us will look at the subject matter and say, let me watch this, because this sounds crazy. It's not that we like the person who uploaded the video, but the person doing the upload is so lonely, every time they get a view, they think someone's viewing them specifically, because they're lonely, because they're not loved. And you know why I know these people are not loved? Because if you have a wife and she's watching you upload chaos that can get you hurt, or if you have a wife that's watching you upload negativity religiously day to day, she won't respect you. She'll tell you, man, you back on that damn computer again doing what? But now if we made it a job, it's kind of 50-50. Because dude may be like, man, I'm making my money here. So then it gets tricky. This is what's going on. This is true. It's sad. So you got lonely, shifty people out there. People are lonely. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm doing my best. I'm not talking about nothing that these people talking about, because no matter how much you keep up with their chaos, it don't translate to you being able to pay your rent. No matter how much Illuminati speculations that they teach about year to year, every year is a new Illuminati speculation. But guess what? It don't pay your rent. And guess what? You know, I dare to say it ain't happened yet. And we've been waiting for all this craziness to happen through all these conspiracy theories. But you know what could have happened in the meantime? We could have been working on changing our reality. We could have been masters of our own destiny. But you know what wound up happening? That stuff makes you stagnant, because you be in so much preparation for the world to end that you don't feel like working hard, because you like, man, this system about to fail anyway. come on. If someone's going to keep teaching you that the world is about to end or the system's about to fail or, you know, the Illuminati is taking over, and if someone keeps telling you that, it's going to take the zeal out of life. You're not going to really feel like going hard. You're not going to feel like getting nice homes and nice cars and satisfying your wife or your child and vice versa. You're not going to feel like going out to nice restaurants or traveling the world and taking in good herbs and new food. You're not going to feel like doing none of that. You know why? Because you're like, the world is ending anyway. The white man got a plan for us. He got the FEMA. Remember them plastic caskets that we talked about for FEMA that they got ready and they show us the videos and all of that? Man, sometimes I really believe they just put enough speculation out there because that in itself destroys you and slows you down. Sometimes I don't even think they got half the stuff that they be telling you they planning to do. I don't even believe that it's true. I believe they just put it out there because they know enough of us is going to bite it and tell everyone that's what's going on, and that'll make you just stop working. That'll make you just stop doing any damn thing. Come on, man. How if I believe they got a bunch of plastic caskets that they're going to put us in, and there's a new world order about to shut everything down, and it's Illuminati. If I believe in all that, how the heck am I really going to work hard? Knowing it's one or the other. I'm not going to know all this stuff is true and still work hard to participate and contribute in this world on a monetary scale to empower and impact my family. It's going to take some of the pep out of my step. I'm going to lose my first step, you know, or I'm going to be stuck on my pivot, hesitating to make a move or not. That's what I'm telling you. So you got to be careful with all that information. You got to be careful because some of that information is so discouraging, you're not going to feel like doing anything. Plenty of times people be like, man, when the white man take your house, what you gonna do? I'm like, you see, so you don't even want to get to the point of getting the house because you already got in your mind it's going to be taken. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not going to do it. And guess what? Like I tell people all the time, if everything gets taken, it'd have been worth having it for at least 24 hours. It'd have been worth to have at least 24 hours than to have live a life miserable in anticipation for my own failure. I'm on planet Earth. I like to work hard. I like to grind. I like to see if I can make it happen. I like to have goals. I like to see if I can take things to another level. I like to know I'm at this level. Let me go here. Oh, shoot, I made it to that level. I made it there quicker. Let me see if I could go another level. I never stop. That's fun. I don't need nobody telling me, yo, just, you know, you might not want to get that house because, you know, next year, you know, Trump got all these new rules coming in. I'm telling you, they got this thing to a mastery. They know the power of our mind. If they could just sell us on an idea, we'll materialize our conceptions. So if they put enough propaganda out that there's good reason not to do anything because things will go to hell, they know our mind is so powerful, we will already be in a state of hell that we think is coming. So much so that by the time we come out for air, we'll realize, man, they're still building new buildings and they're still hiring more people. And you out here out the loop. And now you on the streets talking about, man, I used to be in the community. I used to listen to them brothers when they was teaching. Now you mad at the people that was teaching. And the people that's teaching, they done moved on to a whole new conspiracy theory. They done moved on to new arguments with new teachers. New teachers come in the community, they start beefing. Like, yo, it's corny, man. Like, yo, I'm done. It's so corny. I'm over all of that because I could see. I'm like, man, before I thought the arguments were genuine and I thought people were really upset with me and didn't like me, I realized, oh, they was just looking to get some coins from YouTube. I thought they really had problems. But I sit here now from the outside looking in and realizing a lot of these problems aren't even authenticated. Some of them are staged. Yeah, I said it's some of these problems. And what I mean by stage, it doesn't necessarily mean both parties are down with it. But sometimes, most times, I would tell you, I feel that one party is not genuine about even what they're angry about. They just being angry to create attention around themselves so they can stay relevant, chase their clout, and monetize their video. Facts. These are facts. These are all facts. These are all facts. All facts. So, you know, I'm not about to put myself in a position where I'm so overwhelmed by the doomsday theories that I'm not going to make something of myself. So, you know, people tell me, oh, you drive that nice car, but you can't take it with you when you go to heaven. Just like the food I'm going to eat today, I ain't going to take with me when I go to heaven. It's going to wind up in that damn toilet. Most of it. Does that mean I should stop eating? Come on, man. Like, I'm on planet Earth. This is the physical realm. I'm a physical being. I may be a spiritual being having a physical experience, but the physical experience is a physical experience nonetheless. I'm going to participate in the physical world. I'm not going to go in the spiritual world and endeavor to play by physical rules. If I'm in the spirit realm, why would I chase the physical rules? So I'm in the physical realm. So I'm not going to be chasing all these spiritual rules, man. At some point, I'm going to participate. I'm not with all that spooky stuff, man. It'd be spooky to be in the physical world and don't participate in the physical realm as a physical entity. Come on, we could play around with it, and we could challenge ourselves to obtain higher spirituality while in the physical realm and balance it. I'm okay with that. But don't tell me to omit the physical realm like everything is just wicked because it's material. Come on, man. Y'all got to get out of that. Them people teaching you that crazy stuff is setting you up to fail. And that's why you won't find the people that you can really love in life, because your criteria is irrational. Your criteria to have a relationship is like, there ain't going to be much people that's going to be able to appreciate this weird type of thinking. And you the one walking around here thinking you smarter than everybody, and you actually talking crazy. These people got you talking crazy. For those of y'all just logged in, my voice is hoarse from all of the talking on the streets. Please forgive me. All the BS you talk, what's up with that Yankee hat? Do you know the history behind the Yankees? Yo, I remember you was about to get your kufi knocked off in Harlem for that BS you talking about. Who's gonna knock my kufi off? I never wore a kufi. And look at this spooky dummy. Look at this dummy. His name is Terry Gamble, y'all. He want attention. His name is Terry, Terry Gamble. When you get a chance, go to his page and realize he has nothing to offer black people whatsoever. He comes on my page, stalking me, making up stories, and says, all the BS you talk, what's up with that Yankee hat? Look at what he wants to talk about. He wants to talk about the history of the New York Yankees. He said, all the BS you talk. So let's listen to the BS he said I'm talking about. We talked about the wealth score quotient. We talked about the credit score. We talked about perfected claims. We talked about the health score. We talked about social media's effect on your credit score, so you can be extended greater lines of credit going to the six-figure mark. We talked about pooling our funds as a successful collective so that we can contribute to our black family who may not be as in a privy position as us on account of the fact that we have the knowledge. What else we talked about? We also talked about not to buy into sensationalism. We also talked about having enough integrity to not get paid for destroying our own brother and sister. These are some of the things we talked about. We also talked about the political polarization of global uncertainty in retrospect to how it affects the algorithms of the market that can work to our advantage or disadvantage when it comes to real estate particularly. These are things we talked about throughout the course of the past hour. But Terry Gamble says this is BS. I said not to buy into the Illuminati talks and New World Order speculations to the point it hinders you and still working hard to contribute to your family in lieu of the fact that you believe that the world is about to end. It will most likely make you move slower towards your goals and your aspirations. He says that this is BS. Is this not our conversation all today? Terry Gamble, get your ass out of here, man. His name is Terry Gamble. That's what he wants. These are the clout chasers. He wanted attention, so I gave you attention. I gave everyone your name, and now we all could go on the page that you have, and we can see what you offer us as a people in contrast to this conversation. And I guarantee you, people, when we go to Terry Gamble's page, we can clearly see that he is obviously enraged and uneducated and has nothing to offer our people. And those are the best words that I could use right now without castigating him by using vulgarity. I'ma just keep it like that. But it's something about us talking real talk that get people upset. You want us now to break down the history of the Yankee hat and tell me everything I was talking about was BS. Because I'm telling our people, don't participate in those conscious community wildfires where everybody starts banging on each other. On the outside looking in, you actually can see it for what it is and say, man, money is the main reason all of that is going on anyway, because everyone's monetizing their videos. It's a fact. And he's against that. People are crazy. Oh man, people are nuts. Clown, facts. Y'all know that. Yeah, we was about to roast him. I was gonna roast harder. Enoch, I dig it, but I'm not gonna give him any more time. I just wanted to give an overview. He helped us get an overview of a lot of the things that we discussed. Because we have an Opolence Soldiery that we're creating. And I'm taking the top 100 out of that soldiery. And we're saying, whoever gets the highest, whoever amassed the most wealth from our mentorship program, you will be commissioned to allocate a small percentage of your earnings towards the successful collective. And the successful collective will agree. We will establish a committee for us to all agree how we will, as a collective, not as an individual, contribute to our paradigm. No more of that, brother Polight, your car costs this much money. 2 year cars is $500,000. Your i8 is 150 grand. Your Ghost is 400 grand or 350 grand. Nah, none of that. We're not doing that no more. We're not, oh, and I'm supposed to handle everything. Oh, I'm not supposed to have what I like because the community at large does have. So I give you everything that I have. I live lesser. You get to do whatever you can do. You get to get whatever raise at your job. You get to go to whatever movies you choose or go wherever restaurants you like. I have to make all the sacrifice because I'm smart and I'm at the forefront. I'm not on that sucker stuff that you put the other leaders through in the past. No, you're going to work with me and we're going to give the same damn percentage. That's what we're going to do. All of us is going to contribute the same percentage. What I can do is free classes, go in the streets, do my motivational speaking, do my philanthropy, feed the homeless, give them toiletries, give them clothes. I can do all of those different things. And then I have the right to charge after I've contributed to humanity, fallen humanity, that is. I make my contributions to fallen humanity, void of any price, and then I have the right to charge when I feel it suffice. Facts. That's balance. But what I'm not going to do is be the sucker. Oh, he's smart. Y'all, you know, some of these people, they talk like them cats that when you go to school and you did all your study, they want to pressure you to give them the answers. And you sitting here saying, I stayed up all night and studied. You didn't. But now that I'm smart, you holding it against me like you want to fight me because I know the answers and I don't want to give it to you because you ain't worked for it, but I stayed up all night. And now you want to make me out to be the person who's not cool because I don't want to give you the answers. Or now I got to make friends in the community because I'm ready to give you the answers to the test, but you ain't studied for it. Then you'll never be able to appreciate it. So sometimes that's why the value of the dollar makes that much more sense, because sometimes you have to charge people just so they can appreciate the information, because they have to work hard for that money, and then they have to make a decision if they will part themselves away from that money, and in their appreciation for what they get in the interim of that success, they can really feel good about themselves because they know the sacrifice they made was through labor. Facts. The sacrifice they made was through labor. Yeah, man. It's been a while since I've been able to vibe like this on Facebook without the phone cutting. That's what them streets of Texas did for me. I had to be prepared. But yeah, I'm about to get ready for my next engagement. Again, you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. If you're interested in the mentorship program, of course, that program is more expensive than the consultation, which is just about an hour, which is $200 an hour. I say proudly, or $300 an hour. Okay, where we create a whole outline for you, and we'll get something going. That's a guaranteed fact. And anyone that's taken my consultation can tell you they've benefited tremendously. Okay, but the mentorship program is more elaborate, more expansive, and that's where we're going to graft or extract our top 100 from, the top 100 successful people. I got a team together that's gonna put this thing together. It's so revolutionary. When we talking about economic empowerment, it's so revolutionary to even come up with the idea that, you know what, let's train our people to be able to contribute to their own revolution, which is my revolution, which is your revolution, which is our revolution. Let's revolve. Word up. 200 an hour for what? For consultation. That's what it's called. Look up the word consultation, whether it be in holistic health or finance. Consultation. That's what it's for. I've never seen weird people like this. People are weird. If you're not interested in it, you simply leave it alone. But our people will see something that one of us sells, and they will go into a tangent and a campaign about why you shouldn't buy it. But you don't turn around. You don't go in front of Target and stand there and petition to people why they shouldn't use Target. You don't go online and petition to people why they shouldn't use PayPal. But when black people charge, you want to tell them what they are worth and what they're not worth. Well, that's a beautiful thing for me, because I learned that you don't get paid what you worth, you get paid what you negotiate. There's no way to pay me what I know I'm due, because I know my talent, my perspective, and my views. So I have to create a number that corresponds with my lifestyle and my time versus what I'm able to create in the output for that particular person as the recipient. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. What separates you from Tony Robbins? That's a decision you have to make. Who told you I know enough about Tony Robbins? I don't know what's going on with that. What separates me from Tony Robbins? I don't even know what race he is, probably. I would say starting from complexion, I'm sure. But why don't you, if you ask me that question, read some of my books and read his if he has books. Study his program, study mine, and then you come back and you tell us what's the difference. That ain't my responsibility. I'm not going to be on this stream telling you what makes me different from one person to the next. My job is to tell you what I have to offer. And then you have to come to the definitive conclusion, if it suffices, to patronize me, listen to me, follow me, subscribe to me. That's your decision. You have to make that discernment, not me. I ain't going to tell you how to discern. You got to discern among spirits. Okay? All right. So again, lastly, always leave your name and your number. Always leave your name and your number. Go to brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. Like I said, I don't know nearly enough about Tony Robbins to demean, undermine, or circumvent whatever he got going on. To my knowledge, he does motivational speaking, but he might do more. I don't want to limit him to what he does. I don't know enough about him. I just can tell you what I do. And I know I'm a distinct personality in itself. All right, family. Thank you for that. Tony Matthews, I appreciate that. Said I would love to see you get very successful. That's how I feel. I feel about that with other people that I see doing real good things. I love to see them very successful. Cool. Yep, we making it happen. We making it happen. I enjoyed the stream. Had a lot of fun. It's a great build, very great build. Thank all 1,000 plus that came in today. Thank all 1,000 plus that came in today. Appreciate y'all, big time. Appreciate y'all for checking in. Continue to share the video. Thank you for your love and your support, your free time. Thank you for the cipher. It's been very, very positive, especially in the chat room, I must admit. you're always going to have a detractor or two, but when you consider the fact that we were over 1,000 people live, you have to appreciate the positivity and the attention to detail. So I commend you all for being online, and also let me know that there's same people such as myself that's out here that have similar aspirations. Thanks a lot, Zena. I appreciate what you said. Seems to me you're looking out for your people. Thank you, Zena. Thanks for the Yankee hat. Yo, funny. Appreciate the free knowledge, bro. Definitely, Eric. And we're going to go hard with the credit thing so I could really go into more of the intricacies. I'm going to get the whiteboard and I'm going to go ham. I'm going to get the whiteboard and go vegan. But yeah, I'm going to do that. And I should have my voice back sometime tomorrow, day after. You know, I got to throw a little stevia syrup back here. Man, it's wild. But it's all good. I feel good. At least I mean, I still can talk, so I'm here. I still got my voice, so I'm here. Khalil Robinson. Appreciate the jewels that I dropped. Been pushing my words in the island. Okay, Okawa, Christopher, thank you so much. Success to you all. About to close on the house this week. Thanks for the builds. That's right, Sharon. Hey, Bracy, salute to you. Proud of you. Very proud of you. I'm intelligent like Drake. Okay. Ryan Jackson, thanks. My life changed over just watching your videos. Thank you, Lewis. Irene Bain Jr. Honey and ginger. Okay, I'll add that to it. No doubt. Appreciate you. Okay. May more blessings come to you. No doubt, man. This was very positive. Jabri Curry, thank you for appreciating what I contribute. Thanks, Ema. Andrea Baker, your first time watching live. Oh, just play it back. You'll see what it is. I'm looking forward to it, let's y'all. I'ma stay encouraged so long as you beautiful people keep being online and spreading those positive words. That's dope, man. I love it. Oh yeah, Bhavani Diamond, I'm back from my break. Thanks, sis. Emoji heart back to you. Thanks. Thanks, Carl, for the appreciation. Darren Whitaker, good day to you. This was a treat today. That's right, Ben Wrong. Got you. Why is the world so messed up, huh? Mr. Dennis Byron, influence versus power. You have influence which will carry you much further. Man, look at it. Look at the OG dropping the knowledge. Influence versus power. You have the influence which will carry you much further. It's a very great stream. I appreciate all of you. It's my first time live too. This is so needed. That's right, Natalie Carmen, I'm glad that you experienced this stream for the first time and you appreciate what you got. And there'll be many more. So please follow and you'll get the notification that we on. And family, continue to share the stream. Continue to share the stream. So a lot more first timers can get put on. I see a lot of people saying this is their first time. That's pretty cool. I won't be discouraged. Shabila Minor. You speak for those who may be unsure what to say. The messages are much appreciated. That's right, Wiley. Bro, I'm going to have to run it back to catch it from the beginning. Peace, Jay Hammond. Yes, my first time. Robin Davis, that's what's up. Beverly German, also your first time. That's what's up. Man, I like this. Florida checking in. You already know I got to get back out there. Definitely keep developing the consciousness. You know, I be out here just chilling and comfortable, man. I was doing so much activism in the streets of Texas, man. I had to take a little breather, man. Just a little breather. I know people wanted me out there again. I'm not going to have a voice. I need a little breather. All right, y'all. Definitely will, Kevin. Inspire the community. Again, with the earth is flat stuff, sometimes stick with the subject matter, people. We don't got to keep doing that all the time. Down to our last 420 people. And just knowing that you're out there, I don't want to let go. But I got to. No doubt, you got the juice. Marcellus, nothing but love. Tita, thanks for the love. I love you too. Let's get it, man. Brother, POLIGHT45 at gmail.com. Always leave your full name and your phone number. Salute. I love you all. I just wanted to read through the comments and let y'all know I see it. Don't think that you're just writing in vain. And when I get the opportunity, I read them again when I review the video to see what I could do better. I'm always doing that. Peace, Andrea. Peace out. Peace. I see we don't want to leave, man. Love is off the chain. This is what I want. I want to see if I could keep the words when I upload it to YouTube. Now, that would be dope, so people can see the chat. That'd be nice. I wish I would have did this for YouTube as well, but it's all good. They can get it on Facebook. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am Brother Polight. That's the name of my YouTube channel. I am Brother Polight. Peace.